First of all, let's talk about what's been done, shall we? In particular, Mohammed Kudus this week. How pleased are you to see that one get done?
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham haven't signed a player from West Ham since 2011, and that was Scotty Parker. So, hearing some West Ham fans, well, there's been a mixed reaction. I think when it first came about, they're all like, "Oh no, we don't want him. We want to sell him." But now it's like they realise they've sold someone who was their most high-profile asset, and he is a good player on his day. I know he didn't really have a good season last term. I think it was 5 goals in the Premier League. But if you look at West Ham as a whole, they didn't have a good campaign in general. But then I can't say much for Tottenham's Premier League campaign last year. So I think this is a player that Tottenham need. When you look at the style of wingers and attackers we've got, we haven't really got a player like Kudus who can dribble for deep, make stuff happen. You know, Brennan Johnson, he's a goal scorer. Son is getting on a bit. So I think the profile that we've got in Kudus is pretty much what Frank had in like Mbuemo, but the wages that we wanted, or Mbuemo wants, and he's probably going to get from Manchester United, are something Tottenham couldn't afford. So they sort of pivoted, and Frank, as you know, Natalie, has got such a good track record of improving players. I'm actually confident he can improve a lot of this squad to go on to that next level.
Well, the interesting fact for me is that with Kudus, playing him and getting him to work around Solanke, because you mentioned Mbuemo, what his great asset was around Ivan Toney and Vizza, that he worked around them. And I think Kudus is that type of player that can make the forward line be a little bit more versatile, but he works around players in forward positions.
Yeah, and I think we've got so many players at Spurs who, like, people will say, well, we scored so many goals over the last couple of years under Ange Postecoglou. But there were a few games where we didn't have that player who had that magic or essence where they could pick up the ball, drive at a defence, maybe in a low block. That's where we struggled, where a team would sit back, we'd have a lot of the ball, and there wasn't a player who had that X factor to find the pass to break the line. So, excuse me, I think Kudus could be that player, and I hope Morgan Gibbs-White will be as well.